Good appropriate time of the day to you. I am Richard, and this is LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels. And I am continuing to play Broken Sword today. Broken Sword, the director's cut. We were just going to open up the safe that Nicole had found yesterday down here in this fascist bunker. Let's turn that sound off. There we go. Yes. I have not played through the director's cut, so I am not familiar with the Nicole portions of the game, but I have played through the George Stobart main quest in the original. So I don't know what's going to happen, what I'm going to find when I do this Liberté, Eternité, Égalité.
The artifact had a sword laid across scales. There was a picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel in the room below the conciergerie.
Really? Well, let's find out what happens. In you go. Oh, and it just opens, no puzzle.
He fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too.
What's down here? What's this one down here, first of all, then? No, just this red thing that we're looking... Oh, no, we're looking at the shredded up things.
The folders were empty. Someone had removed anything that they thought could be incriminating.
Except for these red folders. Where were the red folders bought? Quickly, to the red folder shop.
A photograph had been torn up.
Yes, but if we put it back together, I bet it's your father. Because we've got one half of that photo.
Arrange the pieces.
Yes, because we've already got... Oh, I can't even leave. Alright, so there's... Move a fragment, mouse pointer, click it, move it. Fragments must be arranged. Alright, so there. So, oh, did that? No, that just went somewhere. Alright, so that is... I guess that one? Ah, and that one fits in there nicely as well. That's at the bottom. That has got to go there, right? No, not close enough yet. It's your face.
Oh my god. It can't be.
Yes, it is. How not particularly surprising for us. Your father was involved in naughty things, Nicole. Right, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's the side of your face. And here's the last of your face.
There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father.
Yep, and it went with the rest of them.
Oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Crachon while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it. I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
Really? Why? Alright. Oh yes, we found it yesterday that our place had been bugged by her cousin. Or at least by the person who pretended to be her cousin to that little old lady out the front. Later that afternoon... Oh! This is where the main plot meets up. And look, they've got flashy things. I met a very cute photojournalist called Nicole Collard. She worked for La Liberté, some kind of newspaper. She knew something about whoever planted the bomb, but she wasn't giving much away. But she did give me her number! Wow, I mean, this is really small writing for such big pages. Alright. The phone number of the tailor who made it, so I might have a lead. So maybe Nicole is more persuasive. Alright, well, we know this is the
door
place.
was shabby and in need of a coat of paint. I couldn't imagine the Collard woman living here.
Why? Do you judge houses by doors? Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a house by
I
its
pushed
shabby
against the
front door.
But it seemed to be locked.
Time to talk to old lady
The
person.
woman was doing something with a pair of needles that couldn't be described as knitting.
I mean, stabbing somebody can't be described as knitting. Was she doing that?
Hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
Yes,
Very
please.
good. It only takes a minute.
Go on.
That's all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Let me exit.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You may.
I wanted to talk to that bike person because I don't think he was in the original.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Hello again. Alright, let me ask you about
Do you know a
Nicole.
young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street.
I tried the door, but it's locked.
You know, I've told the landlord about that 1,000,000 times. It is a damp. The old building is like a sponge. It sucks up the moisture from God knows where.
You mean the door is stuck because it's swollen?
That is correct. There is an art to opening it. Don't shove too hard. Just give it a gentle nudge above the log.
Thanks for the advice.
I mean, I don't know why they have done this in the update. They have got pictures that don't match the style. And I mean, George Stober's face seems wider than it is in the pictures up top on the graphics down here. So I don't know why. I mean, he looks like a gormless idiot up here, and down here he looks. Well, maybe it's just the tiny pixels, but he seems to have an expressive face down here, and they don't animate these things. So, it's just not good. All right, tell me about her
How
again.
long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I hear that about the struggles to keep things warm.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
I mean, spending your money on clothes when you've got a shitty place is perfectly acceptable if you value clothes over the place.
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I am. A strange man. Tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with an hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
I don't know, maybe you did. Depends who you were.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
Alright, we've exhausted that. Go on, read. No, let's show you the disgusting nose that I found.
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
Oh, a shame. Do you recognize this dirty, dirty hanky?
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing.
A very good fortune teller. How about somebody wearing these clothes?
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Really? Why? How do you know that? Alright, and what about this manhole opening tool?
What do you make of this tool?
Is it something a dentist would use?
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
That's great. Alright, now come on. read my fortune.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
Yeah, go on.
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Tell me more.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
I don't remember the killer mercilessly gunning down Flower Lady. So, yeah, okay, tell me about flowers then.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me. What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity?
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
I mean, that would make an impression if you did that. Buy the ones that you think look nice. Fuck everybody else's conceptions of what they signify. You can just say, hey, I thought these looked good. I bought them for you. Don't read anything else
See you
into it.
later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
I don't think I will anymore. Now, let's push hard on this door. Give it a nice little thump.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Hey!
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
So you don't leave your door locked, and anybody can come in.
And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
Yes, I was here for that part.
Oh no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings.
Oh no,
It
actually I
just
wasn't.
doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Hey, let me show you my collection of sewer things. We'll start with this dirty, dirty tissue.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
That's disgusting, George.
No. I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use, or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Yeah. I'm making an impression. How about my bright red
Found
nose?
this false nose in the sewer.
What the hell happened to that?
What's inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Didn't we know that name already as well from somewhere? How about this?
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed a film I shot at the cafe. Here, George. It's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent moon.
Or a sickle. I mean, that is interesting because it definitely wasn't in the original, which is great. I like some of the changes they've made here.
You enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Oh, George. Gormless idiot.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but, well, I had a job to do.
So these are things which are hanging up here, presumably to dry. How do you get them down? I mean, looking at it, that looks like a pulley thing. So what, you lift it up and down? But there's nothing around here to lift it up and down with. I guess it must be off the side here somewhere. And that's a huge ceiling as well. Alright, tell me more about the clown.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mime to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death.
I like that. I like the way that they have linked that together, because she has extra information, but she's not going to say. And they've given her a reason not to say it. That is well done for adding that in. I assume it won't come out later on. It will just peter out eventually, because I can't see it linking all the way through this thing. But, hey, tell me about yourself.
Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
There's the photo over here. Well, I'm sorry your parents split up. Tell me more.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
So you think of yourself more as an art photographer rather than a journalistic photographer?
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair.
What?
The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Alright. So, where am I off to now, I guess? I've exhausted all my information.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Can I use your phone before I go? No, apparently I can't. Paris clown chasing. Visited Nico's apartment. Turns out it has spiked a story. We don't know that because it was the other story they spiked. Unless she's just lumping it all into one. Seems like some important guys are being assassinated by clowns and penguins, while the police are keeping quiet about the murders. Not quite the vacation I expected. Inside the clown's known, I found the name of the costume shop from which the clown suit was hired. Great lead. So I guess that's where we're going. Nico's shop. When I showed her the material we found in the courtyard, she gave me a photograph she took from the scene. Shows a man emerging from the courtyard, wearing trousers made of the same material. There's a scar on the cheek in the shape of a crescent moon. You said horseshoe. Oh well, let's see. Have you got anything else to tell us?
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. How's your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
Maybe not yet, but I see your paths entwined in the future.
I doubt it.
Have you seen this man? Does he have evil eyes looking out from slits?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Oh, what a hunk.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say it all.
So it's not the same eyes. Alright, so maybe it's Guido.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur.
You will. Alright, well I did this time, certainly. Alright, out! So, we have Nicole's place at Rougerie. Ah, the police station. A cafe. Oh, that's the cafe that the explosion happened at. And that is probably the Reset du Monde. That's the horrible accent that I do. And also the costume shop. Alright, well, let's go to the police. Let's do our diligence and say, hey, this is the man! Oh, I can phone people with these phones. I had forgotten that. Ooh. Alright, well, who are you?
The policeman was not much older than me. His face wore an expression of intense concentration.
Really? I mean, it looks like he's got a lion face, but okay. Okay. Let's look at the book and see what is written in the book, in French, upside down, that you probably can't read.
It was just some police paperwork, a search warrant.
For who?
It was a search warrant for someone named Robert Overman. Not a name that I recognized. It was a search warrant.
Alright, okay. Well, interesting. Hello?
Excuse me.
Not so fast. I'd like your personal details, please.
Huh? What for?
In the event of an accident, it would help us to know where to send the body.
Alright, okay. Well, he looks about the same age as me. This photo does not look the same age as George. Also, this guy seems to have a skinny face, and this looks like a fat face. I don't know what they are doing with those pictures. Alright, well, let's ask you about all of these things. Hey, Dirty
I
Hanky.
found this tissue.
What the hell is that?
It's evidence.
Evidence of what? Mayonnaise smuggling?
The sticky stuff is grease paint.
Ah, and that is supposed to make me happy, is it? I suggest you think long and hard about what you are doing with your life, monsieur.
I don't know if this is new dialogue or not.
I found this red nose near the Café de la Chandelle Verte.
I guess I
Clown's nose?
That's right. The guy who wore this is a savage killer.
If you say so, monsieur.
How about this manhole tool?
Have you any idea what this tool is used for?
Oui, monsieur. It is a dip stick.
Here.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur, I do not. I have no memory for faces.
Alright, and now, here is Get Me Inspector.
Look, is this really necessary? I came in here to talk to Rosso.
Why did you not say? He's not here.
But
Do you wish to leave a message for him? I have a choice of blue or black pen. I'd recommend the blue for a less formal communication.
I'd prefer to talk to him in person.
As you wish, monsieur.
What about Moo?
Is Sergeant Moo available?
What? You want to speak to him?
Yes, please.
I cannot recall the last time someone asked to speak to Moo. No one ever speaks to him. Not even his kids. Eh bien. He is not here, monsieur. He is with Inspector Rosso, like Laurel and Kitten. No, monsieur?
Hardy. Oliver Norville Hardy.
Come on. It was a perfect opportunity for a gag there, but I thought you said your name was Snowbird. Never mind. Alright, thank you very much for your time, officer. Away we go.
Thanks for your help, officer.
Can I see what book you're reading, or is that just going to be more about...
It was a search.
No, okay. Oberman. We'll remember that name just in case. Let's go back to the cafe, shall we? Just have a look and see what's going on here. Hey, and it's all boarded up now. That's great. Go here. You know what? Where is it? Let's see if we can open the sewer again. We can. Cool. Now, should anybody come here, we can go back.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Yep, basically, I'm just going to leave it as a danger to the public. George Stewart, public enemy #1. And then onwards, and then we'll go to Risée de Monde. Aha! And here we have our costume shop. Go back out. Nope, nothing to interact. Oh, no, is something to interact with. What are you going to play for us?
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
Wind away. Dun, 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 dun. Wow.
The guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse.
Well, the face fits the music. Let's see if the face matches the face in the corner.
Excuse me?
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Okay, well, there we go. That's not a bad face. I mean, it's not a spoon face. As in, it's not an actual spoon, but I don't know what a spoon face would look like, really. Let's show you this exciting tool.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
Oh, a smart person who's not just randomly guessing at things.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's #7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Oh. Well, tell me who to. No? Alright, what about this clown nose?
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
I mean, in this climate, that's a very good idea. But in general, when running a costumiers, why wouldn't you want your props back? Isn't that the whole point of the business? Or are you selling them rather than renting them? Alright, well, how about this?
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint.
Oh.
I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
To Ireland!
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Oh. And now the clown has gone away. Oh well, let's ask about whatever this is. I don't know.
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
Ah.
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Alright, well, thanks very much for your help.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Oh, electrical buzzer.
Oh, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh
Come
bien,
on.
it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Of course.
It was the shake and shock buzzer I'd been given by the man in the costume shop.
So, what did you say here? The guy in the costume. He bought great plates from the costume shop and rented 2 costumes, Seamus the Pixie and Buzzer the Clown. Apparently he's called Khan. I'm on his trail! Alright, so maybe to Ireland? Not Iceland. Alright, so I guess... Let's go here and let's phone her rather than going to see her. Oh, and he's back. We can tell him. Oh.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Oh, I can tell you about Khan. Yes, okay, that's clever.
The man I'm looking for is called...
Khan!
Remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Hang up before you say those words. And you paid 404. Gave that teller Todrick another call. He finally admitted to knowing something. Confirmed that the guy who bought the suit was called Khan. Apparently he's staying at the Hotel Ubu. I'm getting closer. But now, is that the same warrant?
It was just some police paperwork. It was a search warrant for...
Yep, same one. Alright, hello.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
Hello, Mr. Moo. How about tell me about this tool?
Did I show you my tool, Sergeant?
Yes, monsieur. Unfortunately, you did.
What if I showed you? Shake my hand.
Shake my hand, Sergeant.
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
I told you, no, monsieur.
What about this nose?
Are you sure you don't want this false nose?
Don't try my patience, monsieur.
Pretty sure it wouldn't fit over his real nose. But here.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
No,
He's
not...
the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
There are several things.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Alright. It's
Do you know
Khan.
a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his right cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
No, you don't. Well, no, hang on. Yes, you do. You also believe it's the name he's using at other points along this adventure, because he bought a suit.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah. No, let's say no.
Not really.
Oh, I actually do want to speak to
See you
him.
later,
So
Sergeant.
do I have to go out and then back in?
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you...
I want to speak to Rosso.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Oh, I should have got
It's
the
Stobart,
description
monsieur.
of...
He insists on talking to you again.
No, I don't.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
I will do the psychic detections, the air that speaks to
Hi,
me.
Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale.
No.
No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
What?
But have been taken off the case.
What about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Oh, but I know who did it. Let me tell you all about Khan.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobard.
What about Plantain? But if I do that, then what will happen to Nico?
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
You did? Oh, tell us
I
then.
heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantain.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Oh. Well, goodbye then.
So long, Inspector. See you later, Sergeant.
Let's see, what do you say about him?
It was Rosso's sidekick, Sergeant Moo.
Sergeant Moo. Alright, now to the Hotel Ubu. I guess if I go back to Rougerie, let's go there quickly and just see if Nico says anything new, or whether I'm just going to come by and say, wow, that was a different picture. Electric hand buzzer, okay.
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture.
Well, there we go.
I have to go.
I just came back to
I'll see
show
you
you this.
later.
I didn't want to tell you that I'd found out the name of the person or anything else. Do you want to shake my hand, old lady?
Oh, hi.
You can probably see this coming, can't you?
Hello, my handsome friend.
Ah, shake my
Would you
hand.
like to shake my hand?
No, I wouldn't. I can see the future, remember?
See you later.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
Not if you don't shake my hand. Alright, now to the Hotel Ubu. There we are.
The man looked like an amiable Bigfoot. The guy looked just like a weasel.
It's a weasel. Weasel and a Bigfoot. Right, yep, we can go down there. And this looks... Germany, Italy, America, Great Britain, France, Japan, Norway? Not sure. Let's go and talk to these people. Hello, I'm here to make friends with you all.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Do you know what this tool is for?
That is not a good idea.
Really? What about this nose?
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
What about this grease paint?
Do you recognize this tissue? Think carefully now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
If you say so.
Oh, alright. What about shaking my hand?
Nah.
Oh, rats.
I'll get somebody with this. It will be crucial, and it won't run out of charge.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No. I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
Have you seen any clowns?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
How about
You ever
Plantad?
meet a guy called Plantain?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
And what about
You happen to know
Khan?
a guy named
That
Khan!
ain't nobody I know.
Oh, alright. Well, thanks very much.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Alright. Let's talk to old Weaselface.
Excuse me.
Yes?
See, now that is a good depiction. Alright. Shake my hand.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
Down in the sewers. That's where it's been. Also, what about this exciting tool?
What does this tool suggest to you?
Hard labor.
Was that a goat? Have I got the wrong soundtrack going on in the background here? That would be awesome.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
No.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Are you serious?
Oh yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick. Very sick.
I might have... Well, no, I was going to say, I might have to start doing that. But no. In the pandemic, let us not do that.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. How about Plantard?
Have you heard of a guy
Not
called
Plantar.
Plantar?
No,
Plantard?
that name means nothing to me.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Think I'm a clown? Do I amuse you? You've come up looking for a clown, and you've come out looking for a clown, and you come up to me, and you think I know who a clown are? Do I look like a clown? Do I have that kind of face?
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and
I told you, I don't know it.
Alright. Now, let's go inside. In we go. Alright, well, we're getting the right... Oh, it's... Yes! The professor in the paper. That's cool. Oh, I can't use this phone. That's interesting. Oh.
the woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight. I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Interesting. Wonder whether that is an addition or not. Hello. Ah, there's the key. Let's look at the key.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Oh, this is an adventure game, so I'm just going to try and pick it up, because that's how this works.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Steal is such a wrong verb here. I was trying to take it and put it in my infinite pockets.
Staying at the hotel.
Oh, what if I
There
looked
was
at...
no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Interesting. He didn't use it at the other
The
place.
clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it. I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm
Yes.
conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
You're not part of the catering business, you're part of the hospitality industry. But okay. First of all, let me threaten you with this pipe stick
What do you
thing.
make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
I mean, I did attempt to open one manhole sewer twice, and I succeeded 100% of the time. So, yes, I am indeed a professional.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
Yeah.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Oh, alright. What about this
Do
nose?
you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
So you're telling me nobody came in here dressed as a clown, or left here dressed as a clown?
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
That is a
it's
good
fine the way
idea.
it is.
No! Give me a plastic bag. I don't want grease paint rubbing off on everything.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, not really. Alright, tell me about clowns.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
That's... Having worked in the hospitality industry, let me tell you, that is not true. And if you were a good hotel, and somebody was dressed as a clown, you would not mention it. How about Khan?
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps
already
you would
knew
care
that.
to check the register.
I already did.
Hello, you know I am telling the truth. May Saint Armand strike me down if I lie.
I don't know who Saint Armand is.
The man who
Don't know
called
what
himself
he's...
Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar. Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
Give me a hotel key, just for the fun of it.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Okay. Alright, let's go up the stairs. Second drawer on the right, this one. And straight on till morning.
If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room. The sign on the door read 22.
Ah,
The
can I
sign
have
on
it?
the door read 22.
I know that. I wanted you to check it.
The
No.
door was locked.
What about? From 23? No? Ah, what about 21?
The sign on the door read 21. The door was locked.
Down we go. Wow. Give me who is in 22 then. Should be able to see.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Right. Do you not? No, I guess you don't get people to sign things and say which room they're in. Alright, who is staying in room number
What
22?
now, monsieur?
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
I think rats is a nationality. Alright, well, let's talk. No, let's go outside. You gonna search me?
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Oh, Flap and Guido. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Many
Apologies,
things,
monsieur.
just not what you're looking for.
I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
I'm going to the
Want I
police.
should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
What are you looking for? You want to tell me?
Get lost, creep.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't? What if I call the cops?
First, I break your arms at the elbows and wrists. Then, when you recover consciousness, I break your fingers.
Ew.
Just one flaw in your plans, ape-man.
What's that?
It's broad daylight. I don't think even you would assault me on a busy street. Of course, this tranquil square at the end of a cul-de-sac. This isolated corner of Paris that hasn't seen a street sweeper's brush since VE Day. This would be just about perfect for a mugging. Pardon me, I'm about to get very lost.
What about you?
Hey, Shorty, I didn't think much of your trick, little man. I
What
don't know
trick?
what you're looking for, but you picked on the wrong guy. Maybe you'll spread the word around the sewers. George Stobart is on the case. That's Stobart. 2 B's and 2 T's. It sounded impressive to me, but the weasel didn't seem to share my enthusiasm. Still, I figured he'd think twice before gunning me down in the street in cold blood.
I do not like your tone.
Oh, yeah? And what are you gonna do about it?
If you do not go away, I will gun you down in cold blood, right here in the street, without thinking twice about it.
So his name's George Stobart with 2 B's and 2 T's. Well, I mean, I would never describe somebody's name. I mean, my name is Richard. I would never describe it as having 2 R's like that. I would only describe it like having 2 R's if they was together. But they're not. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, there's nothing here I can interact with. So this must be a dead end. Alright, to the police station to report them. How do I get out of here? This way? No? Can I not leave here now? Oh, that is interesting. Alright, let's talk to the people inside. Well, no, actually, can I use the police? No, I can't. The police. Can I use the phone? Nope. What if I, instead, tell you things? Hey, guests are being harassed.
What now?
I've just been manhandled by a gorilla.
Yeah.
Yes? I do not see any signs of a gorilla.
No, not a real gorilla. It was a guy who looked like a gorilla. It happened right out front of this building.
Let me get this quite clear. Are you complaining or bragging?
I want to know what you're going to do about it. The scrawny one has a gun.
I suggest you contact the police.
Can't you do anything about them?
What goes on in the streets of Paris is hardly my responsibility.
You are a horrible, horrible person. I guess you're not a guest, but somebody has come up and reported a crime. You could help out.
Aren't you concerned that your guests are being intimidated by gangsters?
No one else has complained, monsieur. Did they steal anything from you?
Well, no. They didn't find what they were looking for.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't think they did either.
Alright. Well, let us talk to you, monsieur, and say, I can't pronounce the name of your country.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What about this tool, rather than clowns, as I was going to say?
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
Maybe it does. I can't remember what you're winning your prize for.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that.
Thumbs up.
It's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
So is poverty. But yes. Hey, how about Plantar?
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
Cool. Shake my hand, shake my hand.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Wow.
That's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
I mean, is that just because he's American? Ooh.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Are you sure?
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
I was going to say paradise.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
No, I'm not. But okay.
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Why didn't you just say, he's a guest here at the hotel? I've seen him.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Alright. Thanks very
Thanks
much.
for your help.
Goodbye.
Now, time to talk to Margaret Thatcher, Elizabeth the First,
there, ma'am.
and who else?
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I
How
am
exciting.
Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Wow,
I
they
don't know
capitalised the
about
G of
that.
that god there.
Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Yes, first of all, you can tell me all about this exciting tool that I have.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Oh. Who? Is there a Lord Piermont? What about this exciting nose?
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan.
I've never heard of the man.
He's staying at this hotel. In a room. I'm surprised she didn't identify it as a red-nosed nose.
Does
rather
this
than
tissue
clown.
mean anything to you?
I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Yep. Get on board with that. Now you're just stuck back in that weird position. Alright, check my hand.
I just couldn't bring myself to use the buzzer on this dear lady.
She might have a heart condition. How about this man? Have you seen him?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
Ah, alright, well, tell me about yourself
Are
rather
you
than
here
him.
in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not, he was my husband.
Ah, that's where he was. Alright, tell me all about your dead husband.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
I'm
You
not.
wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Oh, saucy. But I love that it says, oh, take your mind off the inquest. The inquest into how the Lord died. I'm leaving the country. Nobody would find that suspicious at all.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
Oh.
I couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
And so that's why you're staying here, to take revenge. Revenge is a good reason for a holiday.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Oh, it was him. Oh. Okay. Well, tell me about Guido.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
True enough.
That gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Look at that face.
One
Oh
never
my
knows
god.
what to expect in foreign parts.
I'm so
Thank you for
sad.
the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
You know, if you're looking for a cheap thrill, you can just go outside and get filled up. I'm sure they'd be happy to do it. So, tell me about Merlin.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name
God!
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Good.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
So, how about you tell me about keys?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh no, it's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do
Don't
you
know.
plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts on us?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
It's not English arrogance, it's upper class arrogance, which is great. And amounts to much the same thing.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Are the upper class just a bunch of Karens?
Over to you, my dear.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're doing it with the same intentions. Hello. I'm going to tell you I've taken your key.
What now, monsieur?
Would you like to look at this key?
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little ook to your pocket.
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not spécialement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Alright. Tell me about the safe.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Alright, thanks very much. Let me go and show the key to the hotel to this Nobel Prize winning scientist. I'm sure he will love it.
Again. This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Tell me more. No?
Do you recognize this key?
No, I do not.
No, well.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Alright. I'm going to show you the key. Thank you very much for helping me get this key.
Hi,
It's
man.
vitally important.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I can... Oh, whoa.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Oh, okay.
This is the key to room 21.
That's next to the room taken by that rotten Merlin, isn't it?
Yes, and it's vacant.
Really? How convenient.
Maybe it was my imagination, but I had an uncomfortable feeling about this situation. Yeah.
Is that implying what I think it's implying? Well, okay. You know what? I'm going to use the key to room 21 on the door to 22, just to see if they fucked up.
It wasn't the right key for the door.
A number of times I can tell you about keys for hotel doors that accidentally opened other hotel doors, and the resulting stuff that was going
Maybe it
on.
wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Man, the stories I could tell. I mean, they're pretty boring and not at all interesting.
It
but,
was a
hey,
massive mahogany wardrobe.
how did they get it in? Look at the size of it compared to the door.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Camphor wood? Ooh. Okay, interesting. What's this? Gideon's
The cabinet
Bible?
stood beside the bed. The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Why? Why would they put that detail in here? What purpose does it serve? Alright, out we go. Ah, look, if you look down, you can see that place we were earlier. But I advise you not to look down. Look at that. Conveniently left open. Edge along. Ah. Oh, I clicked in, so go in. Success! What have you left
The
in
cabinet had no drawers, just a single door. The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
here? Oh, well. I guess this is the makeup table. Oh, can I open the door?
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Oh. Oh, well, how convenient. George, you've left part of yourself sticking out of there somehow.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. but he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even
Oh, there was the briefcase, and I didn't see it.
I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed.
Alright. Well, what do you say? It's been fantastic and insane English woman. Police are ignoring the murders that made them the most fantastic and insane English woman. Lady Piermont. She recognized the photo of Khan, but said he claimed to be Merlin. He's been lying to her and toying with her infections. Such a cad. Brave man. She's after revenge. That was close. That was so close. Just as I was searching Khan's room, he came in. I hid in the wardrobe. My heart was thumping so hard, I'm amazed he didn't hear me. Alright, what about... No, okay, can't use those. But look at the pants. Oh, I don't remember this. Oh, look.
A strip along the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch.
Huh. I suppose you're strong enough to cut it, aren't you?
Do that.
No? Can I
A
just
strip along the side, then
No.
sewn back up. I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants.
Yeah.
The pocket was empty.
Alright, okay.
I flipped the pants over.
Thanks.
I found nothing in the pocket.
What about this pocket? Ooh.
I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end.
Oh, what's that?
I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord.
Oh,
The was empty.
the thing on the front. Turn over. Did it undo?
Pants
It
over again.
did. It undid the metal stitches. That's great.
The
What have we got?
matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words Club Alamut.
Where can that be?
I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. There was nothing else in the secret pocket.
Okay. Well, thank you. Can we go out this way now? We can. Down we go, down we go. I would like something out of the safe, please. I am Thomas Merlin.
What now, monsieur?
Look at this.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Oh, what about this?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to
Really?
see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
That conversation seemed to cue out of nowhere. Alright, let me talk to you about Merlin of Gruber Electronics.
Hello again.
Hans Gruber? From Die Hard? Let me show you the photo again.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
We know that already, thanks.
Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed it does, for Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountains. You do not know him?
Yes,
No, I
Shashins.
Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
Alright, thanks very much.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Hey there, Lady Piermont. I got in the room. I saw
Hi
him
there.
changing his pants.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Do you want me to describe the details?
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
What about this photograph?
I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
Clever. What about this photograph?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, That deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces.
No, one face, just a million
I
IDs.
showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of.
Yes!
George? Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
I mean, being a justice of the peace of a different country
This much since Greenham Common.
doesn't really
I
help.
don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
Well, we
The
sorely
clerk
need
had
one
given
of
me a
those. This.
rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Alright. Well.
It was the ancient manuscript which Khan had stolen from Plantow.
Okay.
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
And the
The
swirly
matchbook
swirlings. Yep. Alright, okay. Thank you. Turned out to be an ancient manuscript, so that's what Plantow was killed for. But why? Lady Paramount is fantastic. If I were a couple of 100 years older, I'd help you get into the room gear. She then worked on magic to help Khan stash out the hotel safe. Alright, well, we're going to save here. Because... Oh, what are all those ticks? Anyway, we are going to save here. Because I want to see if the death animation is still there. And then, what is that a tick for? And then summer was over. What? What is that? Is that concept art or something? Papa had to leave. I had no idea what was about to happen. No fear for the future. No warning. Oh no! That's where it died. So if I missed one... Oh my goodness. Alright, okay. Well. Alright, first of all, this way, out the door, get murdered by some gangsters.
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
Oh!
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
So they're not... They've removed the game overs. So can you not die at the... anywhere in this? That's a shame. Alright. Well, I remember how to deal with this one. And I can't remember if it took me a long time to work out in the original. But, there we go. Now, combine manuscript with ground.
There was no way to treat an ancient manuscript. But I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
If only a dog came along and ran off with it or something. It's my exciting new toy. Alright, in we go. Let's get out of here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I should have shown you the manuscript so that I could have like said, "Oh, look at this exciting thing."
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Guido. Hey, outsmarted you, which, you know, isn't really saying a lot because of who you are, but hey.
What Flap and Guido were after. They were going to be disappointed.
Do I instantly go back to Nico?
Nico's apartment and check it out.
Back in Nico's apartment. Hello!
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, Josh.
I'm already in. But hey, there we go. Hey, look at
I
this!
found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address? That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
What
I
about
found
this?
this in the killer's room.
Hans Gruber Electronics.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
What about... Tell me
Do
about
you
you.
have a boyfriend?
Not
What,
anymore.
really?
There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Really?
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times, warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his rolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
You can give me that apartment. Alright.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, Josh.
Yeah?
That is...
You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
Patience.
Patience.
Yeah!
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Alright, let's see
You're
this.
just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
I've been in many, many different sewers since we were last
It's
here.
a medieval
Look at this.
manuscript.
Yeah.
Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's
Oh.
incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What
Huh.
of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How
No.
come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Nice. Alright, well, let's have a look and see what
This
these...
guy, named Hughes de Payen,
Oh!
arrived one day at the court of
This
King
is
of
new.
Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years.
Did I skip something? Because I didn't press the button
We're
there.
supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Oh, well, let's look at it again.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Alright, so that...
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Yeah. Coat of arms that you might be able to decipher.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinum
Mayor, Lux, Videbis.
By
Light.
my teachings, you will see the light.
Yeah,
You
Lux
speak
is
Latin?
light.
Where did you learn a trick like that?
Law school.
Trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Alright.
A knight with the knight through my teeth.
Alright, okay. So I told you that again. You didn't care. Alright, what about up here then?
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
There is another bull in mythology. Something about wrestling a bull. I cannot remember what it is. Oh. Alright, somebody weaving?
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes. Let's face it, we need help, George.
I hadn't
Someone
finished
knows
looking
about
at
these
it.
things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
You don't have
Some
faces
stuffy
in the
old fossil
corners
that's
anymore.
horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Ah.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Awesome. Now I want to look at that again, thank
Let's
you.
take another look at the manuscript.
Yep, because I want to see what's down here.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Oh dear. Well, there we go. Done now, thanks. No, I can't leave for some reason. Oh my god.
Look at...
A knight through my...
If I press escape. No?
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. There's a guy working on a loom.
Cool. Okay. So, you have to look at 3
Are you
things.
sure you've never heard of Thomas Merlin?
Positive.
Alright, well then.
I have to go.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Krone Museum.
That is where I am going next. Oh. Don't think of the manager. I think she was impressed. How could she not be? She knew right away there was something to do with the Knights Templar, a hugely powerful medieval order that had too few horses to go around or something. But they had hidden treasure. Alright, hold on. No. I guess... Let's see what you say.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Alright, portrait's back, that's good.
Does
Element,
this match
the
book
king in the
mean anything
mountain.
to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing.
Assassins.
There's no such place as the Club à la Moute in Paris.
Oh, how do you know that?
Can you tell me anything about this security pass?
I can tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirhythms.
You're a remarkably talented lady. See you later.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to come back and talk to you for the dialogue options, but yeah. Right. Cafe. La Rue. The Musée Crune. Let's go to the police.
It was Rosso's sidekick, Sergeant Moo.
Is this still got this here?
It was just some police paperwork, a search warrant.
That is cleaner audio.
It was a search warrant for someone named Robert Overman. Not a name that I recognized.
I wonder if that means that Nicole will be coming here. Because that is cleaner audio, and I don't know why they would have...
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Yeah,
What
we're back
do
to
you
the
want
dirty
now?
stuff. Hey, let me tell you about Guido.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim.
Me!
I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Oh, good.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you, Sergeant?
That's a double-line Swedish with a crosshatch Bergman strike strip.
Oh.
Now, that's unusual. Pre-war Anderson hinging.
Really?
I haven't seen a reinforced Anderson outside of a private collection.
It's rare, then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan, Manila, and Slough.
Slough is the most unglamorous place.
Maybe not.
When compared to Taiwan and the Manila.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah, I want to tell him all about Slough.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
This time I do insist, yes. Hey, I know more. I know where he is. Go and arrest him.
Inspector, remember me? Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of work, but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy. You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobart.
Why do you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Well, alright. I mean, I've got nothing else to say to you, so I guess so.
So long, Inspector.
Can I ask you about Rosso's Templar?
See you later, Sergeant.
Alright. Who can I call from here? No one? Oh, okay. I was going to call Nico. Oh, I was hoping that the Templars thing would have appeared here. But nope. Alright, onwards. To the music. Cronny. Aha! Good, I can leave. But I don't want to leave. I want to go in. Ooh. Ah, yes. Hello, man.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
I wanted to talk to you. You.
The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
I wish to come
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that.
I'm sure many people have said that about me.
But as you can see for yourself, not today.
Oh. Hey, what about this tool?
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Really?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
Oh, well, shake my
Would
hand.
you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
How about this photo?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
How about this photo?
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
How about this photo?
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
You are the first person to... Well, you're not the first person, but you are correctly identifying it. What about this
Have
photo?
you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no, I don't frequent places like that.
What about this?
Do you recognize this ID pass? No.
Now I have shown you all my pocket trash. Tell me about the Knights
Do you know
Templar.
anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
But you work here. What if I told you about this
Do you
ancient
know
thing?
anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume.
Why
I
would
am
they...
the authority on the
alright.
exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Oh, get him here. I need to talk to Lubin. No? Alright, okay, thanks very much.
Thanks for your help.
What does this do? When you turn it, it opens a window. That's great. Oh, what's this over here? Looks like a sarcophagus.
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Oh, and you're closing the window. Wow, that animation doesn't seem as smooth as it used to.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
I had forgotten he called it a closet. Alright,
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
well, what's this?
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Why? Is it not ancient?
Watch out! You will have that down on top of us.
Alright, well, I don't want to do that. What about this exciting thing here?
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marr at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory.
Oh,
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
what if I tried to...
As
Ah!
I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No, and no.
Okay.
What was said? The Paris Croon Museum. The tripod from the manuscript. It's in the Croon Museum right here in Paris. According to the lack, it was discovered in Lochmorn Island. Well, looks like we're going somewhere. What if I talk to you? Can you tell me anything about the tripod? No, oh, not what I wanted. Stop, cancel, cease, desist.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur.
I
You'll be
wasn't.
suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Let me talk to you. Stop moving. Yeah.
Oui, monsieur?
Can you tell me anything about the tripod?
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
John Dee? He of the Angels?
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever it was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
Oh, wow, tell me more.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with
I mean, that doesn't make any sense, but hey.
The usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense, because if it was found on the site of the Knights Templar from 15th century, and this was John Dee's, then, I mean, how would they track the provenance?
Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
That is indeed sophisticated.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
So, I mean, I don't see any video cameras around here, and I haven't introduced myself by name, so I could smash the case, grab the thing, and then run.
Thanks
but I don't think
for
so.
your help.
Alright, well, I want to... like... Alright, you know, I can get in the mummy case now. I am certain I did it before, but... Get over there. Get in there, quickly. Certain I did it in the old version, but in this version, I don't know. Yeah! Let's see what... Well, I mean, I haven't done the new version, so of course I haven't.
I could be here for hours.
Okay, just the same thing. Fine. Alright, well, thanks very much. Back to Nico at the Rougerie. Yes, back in Nico's apartment.
Hi.
I found it!
To the Crew Museum.
Did you speak to Lobino?
No, he wasn't there.
But clowns.
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
In
When?
July?
The second week of July.
Yeah.
They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
What about the
I
tripod?
found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marne.
I have heard of Lochmarn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marne.
This is new as well. It's great.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a fourth series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marne must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this professor.
I mean, not all of them.
How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Belota case. If you really think Picram's gem is important, why don't you visit Loch Marne?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
Alright, I'm off to Ireland.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
What about you? Do you know anything about Ireland?
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Nope, you don't. Alright.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur, you will.
Alright. This must be the way to the airport. Paris. Come on. Da, 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 da. Fly. Insert disc 2.
I passed the castle on the way into Loch Marne. The castle where Pegram.
Alright, I'm gonna try something. Nope, okay. I guess we must have got to the end of it last time then. Ooh.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
I wonder if I can open it with my exciting new tool.
I tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside.
Ah, but I can brute force it with my tool. Of course I can. No? Alright.
The lad was doing his best to express his adolescent aggression. His effort was somewhat diminished by the fringe of milk on his lightly feathered upper lip.
Because adults don't drink milk.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Undercover Inspector Russo.
Russell's the name. Murder's my game.
Are you a detective?
Let's just say I'm here to find the truth.
Cool. Just like on the telly.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
That's not how you use... Well, I don't think that's how you use the word till. Anyway, it should be an abbreviation of until, so there's only one L, and not two, as was depicted here. Well, hey, look at this exciting tool!
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Oh,
Dead right.
smart!
How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. That gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding.
What about this photograph?
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
What about this photograph?
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir, I never seen it before in my life.
What about this photograph?
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
Sure. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
It's a clown's nose. I was almost killed by the guy who wore it.
You should have told the cops.
I did.
I am the
They weren't
cops.
interested.
Don't forget.
You should run tests on that, mister. You could identify the murderer with a sample of his snot.
Yuck. I don't think so.
I mean, you could. It's very true. How about shaking my
Yeah.
hand?
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
Good man.
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin? Or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
What about a clown?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmar, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Alright, tell me about the professor.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
Of course I can.
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Well, tell me about him then.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't because he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
That is very small
Do you know
village.
what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure, jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Oh, tell me about the castle
What
then.
can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up?
Yes.
Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Not even ghosts.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
Ali, tell me about this
You're not telling me you believe in
ghost.
ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worse. It was coming from
Great spelling of
inside
worse
the
there.
castle.
With the U rather than the yo.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
Tell me more about the ghost.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
As I recall, the wall is really pretty high, so falling off of it would have hurt you considerably.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Alright, well, thanks very much
See
for
you later,
telling me that.
Okay, mister.
This is the way to the castle, isn't it? Oh! I don't remember you. I do remember I've got to climb up here, but how do I get rid of you?
The
Well,
farmer's craggy face was set in a mask of aesthetic appreciation. His feet were set in a pair of manure-caked boots. Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a
Both.
little out of practice.
hey! Would you like to tell me about this tool?
Does this tool mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Is it used on sheep?
No, it's for lifting the covers off drains.
Never. How?
Well, the end
Application
of
of
the tool fits into
muscle.
the hole in the cover.
They'd slip out. Angles are wrong. You'd never do it.
I have. I did it in Paris.
Shake my hand.
Shake my hand.
What is this? I don't do that male bonding stuff.
How about this photograph?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together.
How about this photograph?
Do you recognize the name on this card?
I can't read that little writing.
Reading a book. Alright, how about this photograph?
What do you make of this matchbook?
Seems ordinary enough to me.
Why not look at this disgusting tissue?
What do you make of this tissue?
That's a sorry sight to wave about in public.
They came back and re-recorded some of that audio, did they?
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
You're a circus clown.
I am not. Tell me about the castle and its haunted
What
ghosties.
can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. But if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
I mean, if the thing came from the 1500s, then yeah, okay. I mean, that's not...
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you
Really?
happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
I have to go now.
Can I open this door over here? I can look at the door, at least.
The gates were made of solid, age-blackened wood.
They're not really black.
Pushing with
Or
all my
blackened,
strength got me
even.
nowhere. They didn't budge.
They're pretty brown.
I really need to start working out.
Or wood-coloured. Alright, well, what if I talk to you now? Have you got anything more to say to me?
Hi, it's me.
So I see. What now?
Nothing.
I have to go now.
I came here to tell you that I have to go. Alright, what about you? Can you tell me anything about old Farmer McGuigan or whatever it was up there?
Hey, McGuire.
What?
Nope, nothing. Alright, how about this photograph? Nope.
See you later, kid.
You don't want to
Okay,
tell me
mister.
more. Let's go in the pub. I want to call Nico from here and create a huge phone bill for this guy. Right, what do we got here?
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture.
Okay, let's talk to you. Because I don't think I can. Yep.
There was a vacant look on his cow-like face that said quite clearly, "Nobody home." The young red-haired guy was plainly nervous about something.
And he's got a box right in front of him.
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. I'd been taught not to judge people by their appearance or their clothes or the length of their hair. Nobody ever said anything about runny noses.
I mean, no, you weren't taught that. You're a lawyer, and you absolutely understand that that is a thing that
It was a
judges...
beer-stained piece of toweling.
Oh, well.
The white whiskers on the bartender's flushed face were like garlands on a Christmas tree. The resemblance ended there. The top of his head was too slick and shiny to act as a perch for a Christmas angel. Hello there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Yes. You can look at this tool.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I'd say it was for lifting manhole covers.
Nice, you're good. How about shaking my hand for that?
Hand, Mr. O'Brien.
Oh, no you don't.
How about this photograph?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope, I've never seen him before.
How about this photograph?
Does this red nose suggest anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
How about this photograph?
What do you make of this tissue?
I guess that muck on it is grease paint.
You're really good at this. How about this?
What can you tell me about this ID pass?
Gruber Electronics. I've never heard of it.
How about this?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The design is Middle Eastern, I'd say.
Okay, tell me about the castle.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
That is significantly older than 600 years.
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
Really?
How can I get into the castle?
Well, those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobart. But I dare
That's
say
kind of the purpose of a castle.
find a way, if you will.
Tell me about a tripod.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now, there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
The gem, you say? What gem?
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Oh, why?
Why is Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why.
Yeah.
More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I too would be angry at that.
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticated. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Tell me more about the professor.
Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
What if you can tell me about this gem?
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone.
No,
What's
they
your
wouldn't.
interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
Nah.
Oh no.
Thank the Lord for that.
I would like to have known more about that. But okay, tell me about this ghost.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There
I
really
mean,
is
yes,
a Phantom of
it is
Lochmar.
still a local legend.
No. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, tell me about the Knights
Have you
Templar.
ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable institution. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit.
I
Their
did know
financial
that.
empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea.
I mean,
With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
I mean they
In a
did,
manner
yeah.
of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh yes, they were arrested, and many were burnt at the stake.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
Thanks very much. I mean, anything that you say in here, I probably will have heard before. So,
Goodbye for
yeah.
now.
Let's talk to you.
Hi, my name's Stobart, George Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
How about this tool?
What do you make of this tool?
It's for lifting manhole covers.
You're amazing. Or you were listening to what I said. I'd like to shake you by the
May I
hand
shake
for getting
your
that right.
No, you can't.
Well,
All
how
right.
come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
That is a very valid reason for not shaking people's hands. How about this photograph?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
No. How about this
Do you
photograph?
recognize this matchbook?
No.
How about this photograph?
What does this false nose mean to you?
No. You're a clown.
Good guess. How about understanding
Does
electronics?
this security pass mean anything to you?
I thought it was just a card.
Well, no.
What about these dirty
Does
hankies?
tissue mean anything to you?
No, boss.
Alright, well, tell me about the castle, please.
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
No,
Oh,
afraid
no,
not.
I'm here on vacation.
What's that?
A vacation part. It's what the Americans call a holiday.
Oh, right. In Lochmarn? You come to Lochmarn for a holiday?
Sure, it's a very pretty place.
Where the hell are you from, mister?
California.
I know it. That's where the Bruins come from.
Yeah, amongst other things.
I thought it was California raisins. But okay.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself?
No.
I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Tell me about the dig
Do you
then.
know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food carts.
I guess you're going to have to do archaeology in our trash divings now. So what, there'll be trash diving drivers? I don't know.
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Alright, thanks
Bye
very
for
much.
now.
Let us talk to Grizzled Old Man at Bar.
Top of the morning to you.
I beg your pardon?
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Yeah, sure. There'll be, you need paying guests, so yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the Undertaker comes to collect him.
Okay, well, that's not good. Alright, well, we're gonna start off with a pint.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
That is as good a description as I ever heard of it. Alright. Well, now that you've shown you the beer, let me show you this tool!
Here's something which might interest you.
It doesn't.
Alright, well, I'm not going to shake your hand right now. Instead, I'm going to show you this dirty, snotty tissue.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh. I found it in the sewers.
Well, what's the idea of waving it around in my face? You're worse than old Ron. Put it away, man.
Alright, how about this photograph?
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
What about this photograph?
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Doyle.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
How about this photograph?
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No, sir.
What about this nose?
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
And this buzzer?
Bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on,
Arms.
Oh, not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Oh, jeez.
What about a
Have
clown?
you served any, clowns recently?
I served you!
Of course, today.
Yeah! I can predict these jokes. I can't remember them, but I can predict them. Because it's just as bad as my sense of humour. Alright then, tell me about the professor.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
No, I am not.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
Alright, well, I mean... Huh, okay. I mean, I know the guy in the middle of the room worked with him.
Look, I gotta be going.
Thanks. Alright, let's have a look at this bar mat.
It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
I'm stealing it. I can't remember why. Oh, yes, I can remember why.
It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
Alright, well, now I want to hear you say it's a beer-stained piece of toweling again.
It was a rectangle of toweling printed with the words, Nagopolian stout builds body.
Well, now I can ask this person about it. I will do so, slowly.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Tell me about this.
Does this towel mean anything to you?
Sure, it's one of Leary's towels. Are you planning on stealing it?
Just borrowing it, if you must know. Goodbye for now. Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Do you want to tell me about this towel?
What do you think of this towel?
Now, there's a fine piece of cloth if ever I did see one. Such craft must surely come from linen cupboards of the Vatican itself.
Alright.
Bye for now.
Hey, I'm stealing your towel. What are you
Excuse
gonna
me?
do about it?
Yes, sir?
May I borrow this towel?
Sure you can, on one condition.
What's that?
You keep it away from old Ron.
Who's Ron?
That's him in the corner, with the hygiene problem.
Cool. I'll have another... yeah, we'll have another beer.
Please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
Oh, there we go. Thanks very much.
Look, I gotta be going.
Now, let's go and talk to Ron. Hey, Ron. Do you actually talk? I cannot remember.
Hi there, old-timer.
What?
Oh, God. Yeah, I have to wait through your...
As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question
I mean,
to Father
yes.
Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Oh.
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
Oh, well. How about you look at this tool?
Can you identify this tool?
No.
Simple, straightforward. I like it. How about this photograph?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
I can't tell without me glasses.
What about this photograph?
Could you use this towel?
I could, but it wouldn't be much use for anything else.
What about this photograph?
Take a look at this ID card.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, I want to shake you by the hand.
To shake my... no, on second thought, forget it.
What if I gave you this snotty hanky instead?
You could make use of this tissue.
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic.
Cool.
What does this red nose mean to you?
Nothing.
It looks exactly like yours because you are sneezing so much. Do you
What
see?
does this matchbook mean to you?
Nothing. Go away and stop bothering me.
No, I want to stay here and keep bothering you. I'm going to bother you with this pint.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Alright, well, what about the rope that you're doing?
Making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
You are not a creepy old man at all. Tell me about the castle.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't.
No, I mean, ghosts don't bother you.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
I mean, ghosts don't bother him. George Stobart encounters ghosts in number 2. The ghost of Emily, I believe.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
It's great.
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
Alright, tell me more.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh.
Alright. And sadly, I am going to have to stop here because I have just had a power cut here. Huzzah for my uninterruptible power supply. Well, provided that everything is going okay, I will be back here tomorrow at the same time. I have been Richard, and this has been LM, TD, TM, FFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels. See you next time, folks.